Hello folks, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. In this video, we will be discussing a current affair topic presented to you by a faculty, Sushma KP. So what is the topic that we will be looking into today? Who killed Ellen Mishra? Why is the assassination of a union minister being discussed almost 50 years later? We will be discussing that in the course of the video. We will also be seeing a possible mains question from this topic. Look at this. Mishra was the railway minister when he was fatally injured in a grenade attack in Samastipur in January 1975. Okay. Now see, all of this sounds like political news, right? You may be wondering, how is it relevant to UPSC? See, yes, if you apply it through the right lens and see, you can find out the things which are important from GS paper 1, 2, 3, 4 and as well as your essay paper. How do I mean by that? See, with respect to the timeline, if you see, it is 1975. So basically the decade of 1970s where we witnessed huge amount of political turmoil, political instability, wars. At the same point of time, it is a period of emergency. So from the context of emergency, if you see, again, that will bring it into the ambit of UPSC. And also, if you see with respect to governance, how the institutions were used, okay, and also with respect to governance, if you see, people who were arrested have time and again have protested for your custodial torture, harassment. So, how the institutions were dealing with at that point of time. Now, again, if you see with respect to your GS paper 4, ethics, integrity, and public administration, you do see large number of places and ways where you will question about your accountability, integrity, transparency. At the same point, from this entire case can be even used in the case studies. Understanding, when we said GS paper 2, again we can see there is a huge your judicial cases, etc. We do see huge number of judicial delays, and especially the ones involving your high profile cases are still under delay. So what does this portray? What are the changes we are supposed to bring in? So from this context also we can be looking it into. And we see about your GS paper 3, how the usage of state machinery and the misuse of investigative agency, etc. would it happen? What are the possible ways? Understanding? And if you see with respect to your essay paper or your society and media, with respect to your GS paper 1, we can see about your media trials, public perception. Understanding? So much so that after the death of your Ellen Mishra, the public outrage was so high that his younger brother had to be made the chief minister of Bihar. Understanding? Now, all these events are taking place in Bihar. So what happens now is, let me tell it to you like a story. This is Ellen Mishra. So what happens is the Union Railway Minister in your Indira Gandhi cabinet. So what happens? He goes to Samastipur and there he's gone there to open a bridge. So what happens is he addresses a meeting, and then when he is about to get off the stage, lot of grenades are thrown at him, which results in he succumbing to the injuries. Alongside him, two other people were killed. He was his elder brother was at that point of time three times Bihar ka chief minister, Jagannath Mishra. Understanding? Now, all this issue happened 50 years before. Now, why are we opening this case? Why suddenly this case is coming into discussion is BJP leader and former Union Minister Ashwini Kumar Chaubey demanded that center order an SIT probe into the killing of Lalit Narayan Mishra. Now, when this happened, a lot of questions started coming up. Why exactly are you raising this demand of the killing almost after 5 decades? That is almost after 50 years. Fauci has responded that when 1984 riots can be viewed in a different light and viewed afresh, why can't we see the same for this? Understanding? Alongside, one more important contribution to reopening of this case is the Ellen Mishra's grandson, who has been very much asking to reopen the investigation. Understanding? So, who is Ellen Mishra? He was a three-time Lok Sabha MP, two-term member of Rajya Sabha, and also he started during the tenure of Jawaharlal Nehru, and he started out as your Junior Minister for Labor, Unemployment Planning, and Minister of State for Home Affairs, Minister of State for Finance, etc. So much so that on various occasions he was considered during your Indira Gandhi time, he was considered as the top 5 persons for the Union cabinet positions. Now, what happens is on January 2nd, 1975, Ellen Mishra had gone to Samastipur to open a broad gauge railway line from Samastipur to Muzaffar. Okay, he finished addressing, he was about to get down off of the stage where a lot of grenades were thrown at the stage. Understanding? Which led into succumbing from the injuries of your Ellen Mishra as well as the MLC Surya Narayan Jha and a railway clerk Ram Kishore Prasad. This is what had happened. This is the story that happened 5 decades ago. Now we will be concerned in speaking about this. What happened immediately aftermath? What, for example, we can think what probes were set up, what investigative agencies were involved. As soon as this incident had happened, immediately an FIR was filed in the local police station. Understanding? And after this, that is on January 10th, the case got transferred to your CBI. Your CBI in this connection arrested 4 people: Arun Kumar Thakur, Arun Kumar Mishra, Shivlal Sharma, and Umakant Jha. Further on, they arrested few more members from Ananda Marga sect, who are also called as Ananda Margis. Understanding? Following up until here, the development. Okay, fine, this has happened, no? Now what is the issue? From here is where the issue starts coming. Mishra's grandson, Ellen Mishra's grandson and your Supreme Court lawyer, Vaibhav Mishra has stated that Anand Marg had nothing to do with this. In fact, CBI has not been looking at this properly. Then what happened was that year, previously if you look at it, August 30th, 1978, the then Bihar Chief Minister Karpuri Thakur had wrote to the Prime Minister Moraji Desai telling that we have to open another probe which should be secretive. Understanding? So now what happens? 2 reports are submitted. One is DIG of Criminal Investigation Department of Bihar Police Shashi Bhushan Sahai submitted one report. Another was on February 15th, Justice VM Tarkunde had also submitted a report. Based on both of this, Vaibhav Mishra, the grandson of Ellen Mishra, has held that there is much more to this case than what your CBI has suspected, that Anand Marg was the one that was eventually involved, and they furthermore arrested few more Anand Margis. But Vaibhav Mishra has held that CBI has been looking at it in a very different way from the beginning. This has much more depth and complexity of it, and it has to reopen the investigation. So what happened? He goes constantly to irrespective Delhi High Court, and then he goes to Supreme Court. Eventually that will happen. But in the meanwhile, what happens is Supreme Court on August 15, 2012 held that the trial court should expedite the hearing and dispose the case. Meanwhile, the accused who were linked with this case, Santosh Anand Avdut, Sudev Anand Avdut, Ranjan Vivedi, and Gopalji were awarded life imprisonment. Okay, these were the people who were involved. This is happening on one side. Vaibhav Mishra again is of the opinion that no, this case has much more complexity. If you see the reports itself, the way it was conducted, also that after the bomb grenade attack, if you see, he was taken a very far for treatment and he succumbed because of injuries, right? And there are a lot of things. At the same point of time, a book was also published. They were holding that the way this was planned out, the attack was planned out, etc., are much more suspicious than what it looks like. And Vaibhav Mishra had also held that he went asking CBI to reopen the case, but he didn't get any answer. So he went approached the Delhi High Court in July 2021, for which Delhi High Court told the CBI to talk to him on this thing. Then the agency wrote back telling that we cannot reopen the case legally because the petition is still there. So up until this is completed, we cannot reopen this. So what happened? He again moved to Supreme Court on October 13, 2023 and asked that he would be of assistance to the Delhi High Court at the time of final hearing of the criminal appeals filed by the convicts in accordance with the law. So what happened initially, this case was moved from Bihar to Delhi. All these proceedings are happening. Meanwhile, Vaibhav Mishra again approached Supreme Court telling that the SIT, that is the CBI, look into this case and conduct this inquiry in a manner that they have to look into all aspects. So whatever materials he had collected with regard to the case, that also he had handed it over to the CBI. Understanding? Following up until here? So now it is still pending in the judiciary and awaiting for the verdict. This has been almost going on for the past 50 years. This brings us to the question that why so much delays? Now, like we discussed with respect to are your investigative agencies mandate for speedy justice. Delays in the adjudication of high profile cases such as your Ellen Mishra case continue to erode public trust in the judiciary. Examine the factors responsible for such delays and suggest systemic reforms to address them. Understanding? So this would be a possible question from this topic. If you like our content, subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, share it along with your friends. Thank you.